What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 4 of their climb here with Lizenac in the French 6th Division. Yes, I'm going to spare you my horrific French and just say it in English. We're doing quite well at the moment, folks. Since you were last here, we've not played a great deal of games, but we have 2 massive matches back to back, taking on firstly Toulouse Metropole, which of course is a big game, and we've also got US Pipercasse, who have won their last 5 games in a row. They've come from absolutely nowhere, and they're actually doing quite well. So 2 tough games for us, but the good news is, since you're last here, in the 2 games we've played, we've done pretty well ourselves. The first was against US Revel, and let me tell you now, Walid Shenine, I told him that if he had a good game last time out, we'd go out for a meal together. We went and got a Big Mac, and well, he said, what do I need to do to get another Big Mac? And I said, you know what, mate? Nearest McDonald's is in Andorra, but for you, get a hat-trick and we'll make it happen. And he only went out and blooming did it against Revel. A really good performance this in the Cup, a Cup competition that's just competed between all the teams in our league. And with this result, we march into the semi-finals. I mean, it would be nice to win it as just a little bit of bonus silverware, but at the end of the day, the league is the big prize. And while with our eyes on the prize, we took on FC Saint Esteve, and we got very, very lucky. Very, very lucky. What a mad game this was. We actually missed a penalty in the first 20 minutes, which is never ideal. And then popped up with a big, big goal for us in the 33rd minute. And I was feeling pretty good about things. You can see the stats in the bottom left. We were largely in control. And then they scored with 20 minutes left, and you just start to panic. You just start to think, is it going to be one of those games? Well, the answer was absolutely not. Mutaki lurking away at the back post. He headed goalwards in the 91st minute. A win is a win. And well, look at that league table. Drink it in. We are back at the top. I'm hoping that this is going to be the same sight we're seeing come today's end of episode kind of segment, because we have got Toulouse Metropole to take on, and as I also mentioned, we've got Pipercasse, first game away from home. They don't lose many games, and in fact they've won their last 4, so that's going to be tricky for us. Just in a little bit of off the pitch news, no new injuries to speak of, which is quite nice. I'd say that actually. Ibrahim Assise, a youth prospect who you've never become acquainted with, you've never heard me mention him. He's out for basically half a year. So it has continued the injuries, just not in the first team. And the most exciting bit of news is the fact that Colinton Ngayala, he could be coming back from injury, everyone. He may feature in the second game of today's episode, because there is a 2-week gap because of the kind of spaced out season. But of course, he's been out with torn knee ligaments. A player who I don't think I truly appreciated until he was gone. He got 7 goals in 6 games. And despite missing more than half the season at this point, he is the top goal scorer in the league. Yeah, he's quite good. I'm looking forward to having him back. He was playing out on the left-hand side as an inside forward. Mutaki's done a fine job in his place, but I don't know, I'm missing Ngayala. But anyway, today, because we've only got the 2 games, it's a good chance, I guess, to get a bit more acquainted with the team, learn some more of the personalities and keep an eye out for them. Of course, we've talked about the likes of Simon upon goal. His legs are slowly failing him. The injuries that he's had back to back have caused some issues. He's still performing relatively well on the pitch, although he has been a little quieter than I would like to admit. He started off really, really well, as did our entire team, really. We won our first 5 games of the season. Xabi's done a good little job, though, kind of playing as the advanced playmaker. He's developed really, really well. I feel like centre attacking mids, I've talked about it before, they just don't get good ratings in Football Manager this year, but he's kind of been the exception to the rule. Out at the back, things have been interesting. Tyder in goal, he's done the business for us, you know. He kind of does his thing. He's not a super flashy goalkeeper. He saves the stuff you want him to save and would expect him to save. He doesn't really make any mistakes. I realise that in saying all of this, I am just piling massive pressure on him to likely make a mistake today. But no, he's a player who's played at a reasonable level, a level significantly higher than we currently play in now. So, yeah, keep an eye on him today. I feel like I'm throwing him under the bus. Robert as well came into the team very recently. Has only played 6 games. Since he has come in, we've looked so much better defensively. I'm sure you've experienced it in Football Manager. Sometimes you just sign a player in your defence and everyone else just looks way better for it. Hugo Robert is that man. He has been top draw. Ever since last episode, really, he's just continued to do well. He's hit the ground running, which I feel like when you sign a player midway through kind of October, you kind of worry that it's going to take them a little bit of a time to get up to pace. And of course, Shenine, he's got the Big Mac. He's enjoyed himself. This video isn't sponsored by McDonald's, although, Ronald, call me. Have my people call your people. He's pleasantly surprised me. He's kind of just distinctly average everywhere. He's not your pacey winger. He's not your super exciting winger. He's just kind of good at everything without being a superstar anywhere. He's the kind of player who you could probably play at centre mid and he would do a reasonable job. I mean, so far, top numbers for him. But anyway, as I said, there's not been a whole lot of games played today. I'm hoping that we're going to do the talking on the pitch. And while the first game we've got is away from home against Pibracasse, who have won their last 5 games in a row. We are the favourites coming into this, which I think we deserve to be. Obviously, we've only lost 2 of our first 14 games. And slowly but surely, the team is taking shape, I feel like. When it comes to the 4-2-3-1, I'm doing little tweaks here and there. But I talked about it in episode 1. I'm not doing anything too crazy or elaborate, really. We have better quality than a lot of teams in the league, and so for that reason I'm quite wary of the counter-attack. We're trying to slow down the play. There is a car park for this stadium. Do they have any stands, or is there just a wall and a car park? I need more answers, Football Manager. You can't leave me with that. I did not see a stand during that intro. I guess we'll find out as the game plays out. But anyway, let's see how we get on here. Shrilu coming in at left-back. He's a player who didn't start at left-back for us. And we actually had 2 players with faces at left-back and right-back. And they've kind of been ousted as, oh my word, bar. Just a dogged attempt here. Oh no, I'm concerned about the bloody spotlights, the floodlights. After last episode where I had floodlights in the way for one of the games, I'm terrified of them. I have an irrational phobia of floodlights, and we're now down to second. We're dominating the game, but considering we're a third of the way through it, not seeing nearly enough highlights to show that domination, and in fact they get away their first shot of the game. Let's get a little bit shouty. I mean, it's not a classic, is it? It's not been... Narbonne last episode was pretty atrocious. At least we've had a highlight in this half. Maybe it's going to, I don't know, get a bit spicier and come to life in this second half as we're going to go more attacking. It's not the prettiest of stadiums, is it? It's not quite the Toulouse gazebo having the multi-storey car park opposite the pitch. Anyway, ball being brought forward by them. Given away awfully. Simona Pongo dances past his man. He's bringing it forward. Simona Pongo, I can't see what's... He scored. I think he's... It's obstructed viewing. It's obstructed... I don't know. I think it's gone in. What do I do? Do I change the camera angle? Do we go to end for a game? I mean, he's broken free. It's beautiful. He skips past his man. You wouldn't know that his legs have been failing him. I mean, if you squint, you can just about see it going. Right, Football Manager, I don't know what you're doing here. But because of you, we're going to go to... Not vertical scrolling. We'll go to sideline. I think sideline's a good angle. I'm leaving my comfort zone here, folks. Is sideline going to be any better? I will apologise to those of you who are, purists. You just want the regular camera. But unfortunately today, we're not allowed what we want. Mutaki back post. Nearly scores. We get a better view of the car park. There's a distinct lack of fans on the benches as well. I don't like this camera. This ain't the camera for me. I don't like it. I'm going to 2D. 2D purists rejoice. Those of you who don't get 2D, you're too young, you're too hip with your 3D graphics. I apologise, but there is a floodlight blocking one of the goals, and we can't see the ball hit the back of the net. It's a little bit annoying. Anyway, Shanine, look at him go. Really, he should have the number 9, shouldn't he, in hindsight? Players on the overlap, doesn't need the Mutaki header across goal. You love to see it. I've talked about Angayala coming back. The big question is, how am I going to fit him and Mutaki into the team? They're the most kind of exciting young players that we have in the team. The 2 players who have really stepped up. But annoyingly, they both play out on the left. Anyway, Shinine whips the ball in here, back post. Then Mutaki heads it across. I mean, I feel like I deserve a refund on my ticket or something. I mean, it's happened twice now. This is not the same team that I had this camera view for before with the floodlights. I'm assuming that it happens at other levels, but I just feel bad for anyone who is managing a team where this is their home stand. Anyway, Trilu, Jabi. Trilu launches it forward to Simona Pongo. Could we get a third? Could we unleash a rout? I think, okay, the defender, I was a bit concerned that Simona Pongo had hit it 10 yards wide. It was touched. Mutaki, what can you do? Back post, straight down the keeper's throat. Let's make some changes here. I'm going to bring in Captain Yassine for Simona Pongo, who is struggling a little with fitness still. Chinchilla will take off for Uma Traore. And, last change. You know what? Let's bring on a little bit of a hometown hero. I talked about him last episode as a player who had been promoted to the first team due to injuries and not really performed. I'll say now, in the actual kind of training ground, he's doing really, really well, Matteo Chippo. Hometown hero, promoted from the reserve team. What can you do for us, Chippo? I want to believe that he's going to do something incredible out on the right-hand side. I'm expecting a wonder goal on his live com debut. That might be asking for a little bit too much because time is just trickling away here. Nothing is bloody happening. 2-0, we'll take it. A win is a win. 2 goals in the space of 10 minutes. It's a shame that we couldn't really see either. But a win is a win. I'm very happy, boys. I am beyond happy. Delighted, you could say. Big win for us. Did Toulouse Metropole lose? That's the big question now. They didn't. They won 1-0 against Saint Esteve. That was the team that we scraped by against. They seem like they're on a little bit of a resurgence up in 6th. And, well, you can see here the league table is a bit competitive between 2 teams with everyone else kind of trailing behind. I guess Narbonne are kind of, sniffing out an opportunity should anyone slip up. But with how things look right now, it looks like it's going to be a 2-horse race for the title. And Toulouse Metropole is the next game. We played them 3 times all season. We lost to them the first time we met them. Can we beat them on this time? It's in 2 weeks' time. They're coming to our ground, and they better be ready to lose. Get it? Right, let's go forward 2 weeks. I'm sorry. That was awful. It was awful. Okay, guys, so we are back, and we're ready to take on Toulouse Metropole in the league. This is a big game. This is the game, really. At this point, we are the 2 big dogs fighting it out against one another, trading blows, and, well, they landed the first punch earlier on last time we met. We're going to hope that we can land the punch this time. If we don't, they are going to take the lead, and, well, with 17 games left of the season, there's still going to be a hell of a lot to play for, but you'd say now a win here, and I don't want to start applying the pressure to ourselves, but we would be in a position to win, and I would definitely expect us to win. You can see here, Mutaki's little chirpy face, he's just appearing on the stats screen, and, well, before we get into the game, I thought, what better thing to do than dive headfirst into the numbers. Let's have a look at who's been getting the best average ratings and all that jazz, because I feel like that gives you a good idea of where the performers lie. And, well, the sad thing is that Ngayala does have our highest average rating, and he is fit, everyone, for 45 minutes. Yeah, we're going to have him on the bench today. I'm looking at him thinking impact sub. If we need someone to change the game, he could be the man. It's a shame that he's a player who relies so much on his pace and his physicals, because they have declined a little bit as of late. But you can see elsewhere here, Shanine, we've already discussed him. What a start to the time at the club he's had out on the right-hand side. Pongo doing his thing. Amadou Fall, bit of a deceptive one, this one. He's 17 years old. He is a player we promoted from our reserve team. He has a really high average rating. However, he got a 6.8 rating in the league, and then he played 1 cup game and did well in that one, and it just drags the averages up. So whilst he's a good little player, he's relatively solid. He's kind of our 4th or 5th choice centre-back. The numbers kind of lie. Like, don't read into them too much in the case of him, that's for certain. Elsewhere in the team, you can see here, just sorted by average rating, we've got players like Bruce Girard, who was not our starting right back. Asane Karabuali was. And he just cries like a baby. He just cries all the time. He's just so unhappy about everything in life. Public disdain at the fact that we don't have enough centre-backs, complaining about our team talks. He expects to play most games? No. Bruce Girard is playing most games right now, and when you compare the two of them, one is very defensive, the other is kind of a little bit more complete, but Bruce Girard has put in the performances, he doesn't cry, and for that reason I just prefer him. Am I the only person who stops selecting players if they complain in Football Manager? Maybe that's just me, I don't really know. Chinchilla's also appearing high on the average ratings, although when you look at it across the board, everyone's putting in some pretty good average ratings. But no, considering he missed the start of the year, came in a little bit late compared to everyone else, he has really impressed me in his first 7 games. 3 assists in those games, 2 of those appearances as well, coming off the bench. And he got a 9.1 rating in the Cup, which is very, very good indeed. And so, yeah, I feel like he and Barr have kind of become the go-to centre-mid duo. You know, Barr is very good defensively, and to be honest, Barr is far too good for this level. You wouldn't necessarily know that from his actual performances, but on his day, just looking at his attributes, he's decent. I mean, he'd be good player for teams in the league above us. I think that is National 3. Is that the league above us? I probably, and for my benefit as well as your benefit, we should have a look at the French league structure, because of course we are down in the Ligue Régionale 1. If we get promoted, we go into the National 3, which is the 5th division, because why have the numbers make sense? It makes no sense. So National 3, National 2, or National 2, then the National, Ligue 2, Ligue 1. Yeah, we can count. But yeah, obviously, we're looking ahead to National 3. And according to our staff, a lot of our players do possess the potential to play at that level, at least the top-end players. Obviously, as is the case in Football Manager and indeed in real life, at this kind of level, players move quite freely between leagues. If I'm not mistaken, Chinchilla, in leaving Luzenac in real life, has actually moved up a couple of leagues, or at least one. It's not that uncommon at all, really, for players at this level. Teams are really not, massively separated apart. I'm hoping that we will get promoted this year, and looking further ahead to next year, we're going to be in a pretty good position for the bounce. The back-to-back, not to bounce back, win the back-to-back. English is hard. English is hard, everyone. Speaking is hard. It's a good job I don't do it for a living. Anyway, Juan playing left-back for us. Am I going to play him at left-back? I feel like at the start of the year, I kind of brought him in and he did the business, and I thought he was good because he had a face. But actually, Toulouse has debatably become the better option at left-back at this point. Yes, he's not quite as complete everywhere, but he has a lot of speed. And I do feel like at this level, speed contributes quite a lot. I may be well off the mark there. Not just in terms of that, though, in terms of average ratings. In his last 5 games, Juan has got below a 7.0. There are not many players in our entire team with that lower an average rating. He is one of them, and as a result, Toulouse is going to come in. You might notice that Bar's average ratings in the last 5 aren't very good either. It's a fair assessment. The only issue I have is Abad is the only real other option I have at kind of defensive centre mid. Now, to be fair, he's not a bad option. Let's stop the puns. Let's stop. If you do too many of them, Jack, you're going to lose a knack for them. Okay, I stole that one off someone on my Discord server. So discord.gg/WorkTheSpace. Get the plug in there, Jack. Get it in there. If you don't know what Discord is, it's a lovely place, I promise you. Go check it out. And Twitter and Twitch and all the other stuff linked below. And if you were about to type asking what graphics I use, that stuff is also down there too. Shout out to the MVPs amongst you who, when someone asks what graphics and what skin I use, tell them, please check the description. Because I have it in a Word document that I copy and paste replies to it. It comes up that often. Anyway, that rant aside, the great news today is that just about everyone is fit. Obviously, Ngayala still coming back from injury. Villain, well, we just kind of pretend he doesn't exist at this point because he has broken his leg. He might actually make an appearance towards the end of the year, depending on his recovery. But to be honest, elsewhere in the team, we're just about at full strength. Obviously, still got to find our feet. We've had so many injuries over the past couple of months that this feels a little unusual, and I am deciding, I think, today to pick a team based off recent form more than anything else. We'll see if that works out for us. Of course, last time we met Toulouse Metropole, they beat us. That was away from home. Right now, they are there for the taking. A win here, and we pull 4 points ahead of them at pretty much the halfway point in the season. And, well, I feel like if we can win this, depending on, I guess, the next month or two, we might be in a situation where we're wrapping up this season in just a few episodes' time. If we do start to pull away, which I'm hoping we can do, although, as you've seen, it's been not that great. Also, I forgot to do a team talk there, and we're still in 2D. Get this out of my sight. Get this out my sight. Look at that. That's much better. Chinine putting a big ball into the box. Mutaki somewhere there. I look for Mutaki because he's one of the few players who can jump in our team. Lasmi to Brugerard, the left back who has stolen the throne. Jabi. Chinchilla. Bar. Please don't let me down. He's been pretty awful at the number 6 as the ball-win midfielder in terms of recent form. I'm hoping for a superstar performance from him. Nice build-up play, nice patient possession play, which is what we aim to do, and it's whipped in. Mutaki, Chinchilla, he's just lost the ball. I was anticipating him to smash it into the top corner. It's not happening, and now they're on the counter. Churi skips past his man and scores that. Are you joshing me? I did not expect him to squeeze that in there. I thought that was going to be one of those pointless highlights, the one where the attacker dribbles it forward, wiggles through everyone and just either smashes it over or into the side netting. Instead, He takes it on down. He takes it on, and then Lasme, mate. Lasme. You got it's a not great defensively. That lays down a gauntlet, doesn't it? The first shot of the game, and it's that one. And now Bar's picked up a booking. It goes from bad to worse for us here against Toulouse Metropole. We're at home. This is a game that I thought after the blip of our previous meeting, we were going to be able to put it to bed, beat them, slay our demons. You know, they've struggled. We're coming back. And instead, this is the situation we find ourselves in. We're a goal down. Teddy. It's their Teddy, not our Teddy. Our Teddy's in the reserves. I'm just shouting the word Teddy randomly. Robert! Oh, my word. The neck. The neck, look at it. Look at the muscles in that neck. That's how he's got that header on goal. He loves it. He celebrates in front of I think they're the away fans that he said. It's pretty bad-mannered, but I'm all for it. Shanine whips it in. Then Robert, with the neck, 4 players around him, leaps ahead of them all. Just a little, gets his noggin on it. And, 1-1 at the break would not be terrible. It's not been a particularly thrilling first half. There's been 1 shot on target for each team. Maybe we could add our second of the game here and our second goal. Mutaki to Chinchilla. Bar's there. Have a go, Bar! I don't know what I was expecting, but I am disappointed. 1-1 at the break. That's it. We've had goals and highlights in the first half, which I suppose is something. I'm going to tell the players I'm not happy. Pongol has not been good enough, and he's not really reacted on his own accord. So I'm just going to have a little chat with him. I've tried to individually motivate him. It's not worked. He doesn't care what I have to say. I'm gonna blame the language barrier. Not a terrible reaction from the team. We were the better team, I feel like. We dominated possession. Maybe we just need to up the tempo just slightly and maybe go a little more direct in our play, a little less reserved. Although set piece to deal with him, Mutaki heads it away. See, that's the one thing he has over Ngoala, is the fact he's very good at dealing with set pieces, Mutaki. He's just great in the air. Ball launched forward here, headed away, Xabi. To Trilou now, who's on a yellow. He needs to be careful. Back to the keeper, that scares me. Especially after earlier today in this episode, I was talking about how Tyder, he doesn't make any mistakes in goal for us. He's flawless. Don't do it, Football Manager. I feel like the game's listening in. It knows what I'm saying. Chinchilla, options ahead, launches it over to the right-hand side. Shanine, I don't know what their left-back's doing, but he's decided defending isn't for him. Samana Pongol, what a header that is in. And, thank you to the Toulouse Metropole left-back. I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're a Luzenac fan at heart. But you've just decided to let Shanine have the ball. He is energised by McDonald's. And he used all the energy right there. Gets to the byline, pulls it in. And that is a really nice header. I was half expecting him just to head it over because it's Football Manager 2020. It's what happens. But he's actually managed to get it in. I was trying to close down Teddy Thomas. There's a highlight happening, Jack. What are you doing? Jabi Mutaki, you big boy. He's so good at the back post. Right, I'm going to move. What am I going to do here? I'm going to just move. You know what? Let's move. I was going to say, let's move Shanine into the middle, then bring in Ngoala at right mid. I've just remembered, he can only play on the left, and Mutaki can only play on the left. So it's going to have to be a bit more of a shuffle. Pongol is going to go out onto the right wing. Xabi is going to make way, and we're going to bring in Ngoala back from injury. 7 goals in 6 games. Can he hit the ground running? We've been told that we can give him 45 minutes, and at 3-1 up, it's not really a risk, but obviously he's not 100% fit. He's still getting his match fitness. It's going far too well. I'm expecting him to get injured, but I'm willing to, live dangerously by bringing him on. I'm going to trust my physios, which at this level is always a risk. Shanine, Mutaki, ball played across Simona Pongol, out on the right-hand side, shoots it straight into the defender. Brugerard keeps it alive, gets it in, back post, Chinchilla, oh my word, he's kicked it out of the stadium. I can't come up with an excuse for that. That was actually awful by the Chinchilla. Maybe he should get the player preferred move, looks to pass instead of scores. Penalty. Right, Pongol could take it, but I'm not about that. Ngoala, come on, my friend. Back from injury. Take it for us. Show us what you're made of. We've missed you, my friend. Get your 8th of the season. The confidence builder. He's kicked it straight at the keeper. He's kicked it. I'm sorry, Florent. I'm sorry. Now he's pulled. He got a tight groin. It's all going wrong. If we now lose this 4-3, something's happened. I can't really describe what's happened. I feel like I've upset the gods. The football manager gods. Don't do this to me, Tyder. Nice save there. Right, Pongol, come off the pitch. Uma Traore, on you come, lad. Should probably hold on to our last sub with 25 minutes left. I'm hoping that's not a serious injury. The description made him sound less serious. Tyder, what a save that is by him in goal, by the way. Like I said earlier, makes the saves you need him to make. And with Lasby at right centre-back, like, we need all the help we can get. Shadine, playing down the middle now, which is a new area of the pitch for him. That's a nasty tackle by Panzu Kabu. What a name that is, by the way. Right, 20 minutes left. I'm feeling pretty good about things. We have made a knack. I don't know if this is definitely a fact. I might be wrong. I think every single game that we have won in a live com or lost in a live com has been by a 2-goal margin. I think that's a stat. I think that fact holds true after 5 games, if it remains 3-1. They are on the attack, though, and oh my word, Tyder, good stop, my friend. I take it back, he makes the saves you don't expect him to make as well. Rolls it to Lasmi, lumps it forward. And Goala isn't the best in the air. That's a horrific tackle. Referee, get him off. Okay, he's actually giving it. Teddy Thomas has been sent off. That didn't actually look like a red card, did it? I didn't think it did. We'll take it. I feel like I've got him sent off there. I'm going to claim credit. Shinine. Crowded out in the middle. He gets it to Chinchilla. Mutaki, give it to Ngoala. He's free. He's free. He's there. He's put it wide. I thought he was going to score. I was so confident as well he was going to score. Oh, well, the big thing is a win that we desperately needed, because this team have been a pain in the butt. And that pain has been scratched just a little. You don't scratch pain. You rub it better, but we're not rubbing my butt. We're 4 points ahead of them, everyone. 7 points ahead of Fun as well, who won 5-2 very convincingly against Potet. Oh, finally some breathing room. Finally some room to breathe and relax. And the good news is, Simona Pongol only out for 2 to 3 days. He may even be fit for our next game. You can see here, 6 games without losing, and 4 clean sheets in there as well is nice to see. But yeah, that result against Toulouse Metropole is a very, very big one for us that I'm pretty relieved about. In terms of looking further ahead and looking further forward, we're now 4 points ahead of Toulouse Metropole, and if there's anything I've learned from this league, we're looking pretty strong. So with that in mind, I'm kind of tempted to blitz through a lot of this season, potentially even come back in March time for the game against Toulouse. Now, we have had our youth intake preview. You can see here our youth intake, if you were wondering, it's a terrific group of players. Could be a golden generation. Now, you have got to remember that is a golden generation for a 6th division team, which essentially means they could all have 5th division potential. I have been testing the database. Obviously, I talked about it in the first episode, but the facilities have been upgraded slightly. That said, they're not particularly insane. You know, the academy coaching is average. The youth recruitment is adequate. It's fine. In my own testing, we should get some youth players through who are quite good. So there's a little part of me that wants to be hopeful, but I'm sure if you've played FM20, you know that usually the golden generation is just a load of bananas, and it's just not a thing. It's just not a thing. Bananas aren't real. Golden generations aren't real. Confirmed. But yeah, in terms of when we'll be back, yeah, I almost want to go to the Toulouse Metropole game, which I know it looks like a long time away, but the reality is that it's only going to be 11 games, and that's actually 10 league games, which I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, let me know what you think in the comments. That's probably a good way to approach this. If you think we should go a little further ahead, let me know. I feel like that Toulouse game seems appealing. Then we can do the end of season to start the weekend. I like the sound of that. The more I'm selling myself on this idea, you guys can let me know down in the comments, I suppose. Anyway, that's going to wrap up this episode from me today, guys. Thank you so much. If you've got to the end of the video, I really appreciate it. I would love for you guys to go in the comments and let me know what you make of the series so far. Not necessarily in terms of the team and stuff, but more so in terms of the presentation of these videos, the editing, the camera stuff. Obviously, trying to add a few more bells and whistles to what I do here with my Let's Plays without overcomplicating things. So far, you guys seem to really be enjoying it, though, which is the main thing. And to be honest, I'm already falling in love with this little team. There's little players that I'm becoming, I don't want to say attracted to, attached to, but attracted to is not the right, attached to. I'm attached to them, I'm not attracted to them. But players like Mutaki, for example, Shanine as well, Simon up on goal. I feel like we're getting a little band of merry men together at this point, and I'm quite excited to see who's going to survive over the coming seasons, because I do kind of half expect our team to get plucked apart. Although hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, promotion, semi-pronus, we might have a bit more protection of our players when that comes around. Anyway, guys, that's going to be all from me today. I hope you enjoyed this livecom doubleheader. If you did, drop a like on it. I'll see you again tomorrow. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.